Good afternoon, everyone. Pastor Ron Brown from the First Congregational Church of Southington, Connecticut, here with a preview of our worship services for this upcoming weekend, September 4th, 2022. Pastor Laura is taking some much-deserved time off this week, so I will be leading the worship services. We have two opportunities to worship together here at First Congregational Church. The first at 8 a.m., our early worship in the Barnes Memorial Chapel. It's a quiet service, about half an hour long, with some music, scripture reading, sermon, and prayers. A wonderful way to start your Sunday, particularly if you are an early riser. We would invite you to join us in the chapel for the early worship. Also, we have our other worship service at 10:15 here in the historic meeting house of the First Congregational Church. That service includes music from our musical groups, organ music, prayers, a holy surprise for the children. This week there is not church school, so children after the holy surprise will worship with their families here in the meeting house. But it's just a really wonderful time to come together to celebrate God's presence in our community. We also live stream the 10:15 service. You can participate on Facebook, our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, or on our website, fccsouthington.org/live stream. Either live as the service is happening or later. It is archived there for you to be able to worship when you are able to. So we hope you'll join us for one of those opportunities to worship this coming Sunday. I will be kind of following up my sermon from last week. We're still in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 14. If you were here or participated online in worship, you'll know that I talked about Jesus being at a party at the house of one of the religious leaders and criticizing him for inviting only the people who looked like him and who could invite him back to their house and for the party, and that Jesus is saying, you should invite the folks that no one else cares about. And I was talking about that being our view from here. Well, this week, the other shoe kind of drops. Jesus leaves the party, he's back on the road, and he begins to talk about what the cost of living in that way is and the importance of it, but also the blessing of it. So I'll be looking at that this week, sort of a view from there. Again, if you're here last week, you know I used a song from the late 1960s, Everyday People by Sly and the Family Stone, as an illustration in that sermon about the futility of building barriers between people just because they look different or love different. And Branches is going to sing that this week at the beginning of the service, so that'll be a fun way to start as we begin to reflect on Jesus' teaching in Luke about what it really means to follow in his way of love. So I hope you'll join us and join me for that opportunity to think through some of the things Jesus is teaching us that I think are so relevant for our world today and building bridges and breaking down barriers between people. Just a couple of announcements. Next Sunday, September 11, is our annual rally day. We have a wonderful tradition of going out to YMCA Camp Sloper for worship and a tremendous all-church picnic on the Sunday after Labor Day. So that will be Sunday, September 11th. The worship will be at 10:15, followed by the picnic. We will also have a worship service here in the chapel at 8 a.m. on September 11th. But we hope you'll join us out at Camp Sloper. If it's difficult for you to get down to the amphitheater for worship, you are welcome to come to the picnic, which is up in the pavilion. We also have the use of Camp Sloper for the whole afternoon. You can hike or play volleyball or just enjoy God's presence in that beautiful outdoor setting. And usually the children talk this senior pastor into going down the super slide. So that is always an event as well. So next week, Rally Day, we'll give you more information in the preview next week. So I hope you'll join us for worship this weekend. I hope you're having a blessed afternoon and hope that you have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. God bless.